Hey yo YouTube, what's good? It's your girl Dom and I'm back with another video. Today's video, man, we got the worst lottery tragedies, bro. Now, I know that we've all had that dream, bro, of winning the lottery. Winning an exorbitant amount of money. Because I know I do. I still play Publishers Clearinghouse from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Just to try my luck, you know what I'm saying? I got a lottery ticket right here, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? So, but nobody stops to think that there might be a downside to this. Some people might not be ready for all that money. But me, personally, I'm saying just let me get the money and then we'll see if I'm ready for it or not. You know what I'm saying? Period. And so, we about to get into this video. Hopefully, ain't no like type of people got killed over the money type shit. But you never know, bro. People go crazy with money involved. But anyway, bro, you already know how it go. Like, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Here are a few of the saddest stories involving lottery winners. Number 9. Beverly Seltzer. What would you do if you discovered an unsold winning lottery ticket that was worth $4 million? We're not sure if this story is sad, smart, wrong, or a combination of all three. But
she found an unsold ticket? How did she find an unsold ticket? Like, where was she looking to find an unsold ticket is my question.
The situation that happened to Beverly Seltzer, and she chose to buy the winning lottery ticket that was just laying around at her workplace. But was she ever the rightful owner? It all started back in March of 2019 when Beverly was working as a cashier at Acme, a grocery store. A customer had walked in and bought $22 worth of lottery tickets. Beverly printed out the tickets with a few numbers on each of the tickets, but the customer wanted each set of numbers printed on its own ticket. So he gave back the tickets and she did what he asked. She set aside the now unsold ticket. Fast forward a few hours later, and Seltzer realized that one of the tickets the man didn't want was a $4.1 million winning ticket. So she went back to Acme and bought the winning ticket. She rang up the sale by selling it to herself for $10. She brought the ticket to the lottery office and they certified the ticket as a legitimate winning ticket. They then started the entire process for her just like any other lottery ticket winner. But everyone at Acme, including the corporate office, found out how everything happened because of the review of the security footage. Corporate lawyers for Acme showed up and claimed that the corporation owns all unsold tickets. They also said that she could not be the owner of the ticket herself because of another rule. She had rang up the sale herself instead of having...
That's what the stupid girl shouldn't have did. That's why I was thinking about, like, why would you ring it up yourself? Like, every cashier knows that's the #1 rule, bro. Don't ring it up yourself, bro. I would have went to the homie. Yo, ring me up for this real quick. Shit, when I won, I would have broke that cashier off. Like, you didn't know what I was doing, bro. But you, hey, $4 million? What? Bruh.
Another employee do it. That was a direct violation of company policy. The ticket was held in escrow ever since Acme filed a lawsuit, and in December of 2020, the courts ruled in favor of Acme, not Beverly. Apparently, the judge's ruling depended on how Acme treated all tickets sold by mistake and return. Acme has to pay the lottery commission for every mistake ticket, but they can also keep the winnings from any of those tickets that pays off. Had been doing with all its losing tickets, and that's why the judge ruled in favor of Acme. Number 8, Jim Hayes.
They gotta
first time
if she woulda if she woulda got somebody to ring her up and it wasn't against company policy and she just bought a lottery ticket, bro, that $4 million would have been hers. But her stupid that wasn't sad. She was dumb.
Hayes ever robbed a bank, he was 55. Most bank robbers start way earlier in their life, but 55? Jim Hayes wasn't exactly the typical bank robber. He's a bank robber who's won millions of dollars in the lottery. Nearly 20 years before his bank robbing spree, Jim Hayes had won millions in the lottery. But on the day he was busted, Hayes was living in a garage with nothing to his name. Hayes said that having money gave him money to live out his wildest dreams. But he also claimed that he caught the lottery curse. So just what exactly happened? Hayes had a hard life growing up in California. He grew up with his grandmother after his...
The lottery curse? No, I just think the wrong people been winning that lottery, bro. I'm gonna live a regular life doing what the fuck I want to every fucking day. Cause I ain't gotta work. I got a chill crib. I got like 2 regular cars. I don't need to ball out, get no stupid ass like Lambo, Ferrari, fucking Bugatti, all that shit. Nigga, that's what they be doing. Big ass mansion and shit. Nah, nigga. Probably give me a nice little 4-bedroom. You know what I'm saying? With the garage. Big truck. And then me a sports car. Like, regular though. Like, I'm gonna give me a Jeep, honestly. The brand is Jeep, yes. Or Rubicon, that's really what I'm going for. That bitch is bad. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. Shit. I would just be glad to not have to work ever fuck again. I can do what I want. Flip houses, I can do what I want. Go on vacation when just because I feel like it. Next weekend I'm probably gonna go to Paris. Just because. That's a type time. Like, fuck you mean. Get it to me. Let me win on these lottery tickets. I've been buying tickets. Let me get one for $4 fucking million. Bruh.
Mom wasn't deemed fit to raise him. He never knew his dad. He grew up with minimal education, and he ended up taking on random jobs all his life. But at the age of 35, Lady Luck blessed Hayes, at least financially. He won $19 million in California's Super Lotto jackpot.
Motherfucker, I got weak as shit. Like, 19 million? Bruh.
Back in 1998, he had been working the graveyard shift as a security guard at that time, and he quickly quit his job. Hayes took home $13.7 million after taxes. He was smart enough to choose the annuity, and there were supposed to be 20 annual payments of $684,000. But even taking the annuity couldn't protect him from his destructive habit. Predictably, he spent his money like it was going to last forever.
No, bro. What habit, though? We talking about habits. What kind of habits? Was he, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just one of those? Or was he gambling? Because you know that'll do it. Why you need to gamble, nigga? You won $19 million. That's so dumb. Like... Nigga, like for real. That's so dumb. That's so dumb.
He bought Lambos and Porsches. He bought $1 million oceanfront condos. He went on expensive vacations such as Vegas to gamble money away. This was after him telling the press the exact quote of, I'm not going to blow them.
I'm acting the same way. When I go to the casino, I probably spend like $200 at the most. Because the whole point is to win money. I'm not spending all that shit. I'm not gambling. Well, I remember I was at the casino when I stayed at a hotel or whatever, and the dude, what's the dude at the front desk at the hotel? The front desk dude at the hotel, we gonna call him that either way. Concierge, I don't wanna call him that because he ain't that. You know what I'm saying? He was a nigga at the front desk. Anyway, he told me about his mom lost 70 grand at the hotel in one night, and then his homie lost 50 grand in a hotel in one night. Bro, I told him if they ever want to lose 50 grand in one night, My Cash App is. Like, bruh. It's in my, you know what I'm saying? It's in the profile on the YouTube. That's what it is, bruh. Dead ass. Man, yo, like, fuck you mean? Like, how you lose 70 grand in a day at the... That's a waste of money, bro. Give it to me. Shit. Fuck. You dumb as shit.
Money. But that's exactly what happened. Life caught up with Hayes fast. He had back pain from 3 herniated discs. He started getting into pills. He got divorced, and his ex-wife was entitled to half the payments. Alimony, bad business decisions, and just his overall spending had creditors coming out for his pending paychecks. Soon, the California lottery began withholding his payouts. Hayes eventually filed for bankruptcy in 2007.
They was withholding his
9
payouts?
years.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Oh, because he had so much debt. I got it. I was about to say. I was about to be mad. Like, what you mean you gonna hold my money? Oh, that's right. I owe a lot of people some shit. Like, look, like I said, I'm not doing that. Fuck that shit. Falling out like that. That's dumb. I don't want to have that money for life. I want to be cool for life. So I'm gonna live off the first check for a good minute, so when the second check come, bro, I'm gonna flip that bitch. Oh fuck.
Years.
Dumb.
Lottery. Fast forward 10 years, by 2017, he was basically
everybody I
homeless.
love,
And that's when Hayes
and
started
that
robbing
rock
banks.
with
On
me,
his very first bank
and that
robbery,
has
Hayes
not
walked
treated me
right
as
inside.
such. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not the ones that come from out the woodwork. We already know those. You ain't gonna be good. Fuck you
Then
mean?
handed the teller a note demanding cash. She handed it right over, and Hayes ran out, but not before saying, "Sorry, family emergency." He was in and out of the bank, into his car,
much he
with
get?
$3,300 cash in less than 3 minutes. Over a period of 5 months in 2017, Hayes hit 10 more banks in Los Angeles and Santa Barbara areas. He was called
And then he went to the
PT
bar?
Cruiser Bandit by local
Not
media.
PT
That's because he
Cruiser
bought a
Bandit.
champagne-colored PT Cruiser specifically to use as his getaway car. Being a bank robber was tough work. He stole only roughly $40,000 before FBI agents caught up with him. Taking on that type
That
of
shit
risk
wasn't
for
worth
only
it.
a few $1,000s each time was something unthinkable to Hayes.
That wasn't worth it. Like, damn. I guess he figured he'd keep going till he get away with it. And he old, so he like, I don't know what the logic is. My freedom is essential to me. I'm not going to prison. I'm sorry. Not doing it.
It was chump change for him not that long ago.
You know what I'm saying? I just can't do that shit.
I
don't
Hayes
give a
was
fuck.
convicted and sentenced to 3 years in prison. in
3
June
years? You
of
robbed 10 banks?
2018.
I
Number
guess because it
7,
wasn't armed
Martin
robbery, he
K.
didn't brandish
Todd.
no gun.
Back in March 2001,
That's still some bullshit. 3 years. If that was a black man, I guarantee you he would still be there. He would never be out of prison. Ever. He'd spend the rest of his life in there.
the Tots were a young couple who were on top of the world. They had just won a £3 million jackpot.
Jeez.
Except there was a little problem. They didn't have the ticket. They had lost it, and they only had hours to claim it. The Tots were regular lottery players, and they were always playing the same numbers every single time. It was a combination of personal details such as their birthdays, their ages, when they first met, and
They
the day they
lost
got
it,
engaged.
bro?
But the one time they won, forgot to check the number. It wasn't until they watched their local news months later. The reporter announced that someone in their area held an unclaimed lottery ticket. The jackpot winner only had hours to claim their prize before the 180-day limit on claims expired. That's when they
ripped
saw
up
their
the
winning
lottery
numbers come up
ticket?
on the screen. But where did they put the ticket? They looked everywhere for the ticket, and they never found it. They decided to call lottery officials with their story. The lottery company's security chief, Martin Chalice, told the Tots he was sure that they were the rightful ticket holders on day one of their investigation, but there was another rule. There's a 30-day time limit on reporting lost tickets. Lottery officials knew that their story was genuine, but made them wait almost 7 agonizing weeks to make their official ruling. No payout. The time that the Tots went through before the ruling was already stressful enough, but after hearing the verdict, they were devastated. Apparently, the lottery officials were actually on the Tots' side. They really wanted to give them the money, but they
Do you really fucking think that they wanted to give them? I had to get the mic in my hand because this is some real bullshit. Do you really think these niggas wanted to give them that goddamn money? Do you really think? Hell nah. We really wanted to give you the money, but the ruling states. Fuck them rules. If you really wanted to give it to him, you would have gave it to him. You wouldn't have went to the courts. Why did they go to the courts if the lottery commission was really on their side? Cap.
They didn't want to open up any can of worms and set any new precedent. They had to abide by its rules and not have any gray areas whatsoever. The reason it took so long to let the Tots know the verdict was because they had referred the case to its legal advisors to see.
If you play the same ticket every day, if you're regular lottery buyers and you play the tickets every day, how you not gonna check your tickets? Who buys lottery tickets without checking the numbers? All that shit's cap.
See if they could find a way to pay up. When lawyers couldn't find a way, the case was referred to the National Lottery Commission to see if it had any extra discretion to authorize payment. But those officials also decided that they could not override their own 30-day rule. For what it's worth, lottery officials offered free professional counseling to the Tots throughout the decision-making period. They declined. Number 6, David and...
They offered them niggas counseling. Yo, bro, that's insane. Offer me no fucking counseling, bro. I would smack this shit out of them.
Angela Dawes. This is a couple who won a Euro Millions jackpot back in 2011. But because they're famous lottery winners, they were most likely targeted. Thieves came into their new luxury mansion and stole their things, all while they were tied up. David and Angela Dawes are originally from Wisbech, Cambridgeshire. They became Britain's 7th biggest lottery winners ever at the time, winning £101 million. One of the first things they did was buy a £4.5 million place in West London. 6 years later, the
$4.5 million. See, you spend all that much. I understand you got $100 million, but like, bro. No. The fuck? You know where I'm gonna be? Somewhere nobody knows. I'm gonna be a ghost. I'm gonna be a premonition. I'm gonna be a... Ooh, you can't see me. Where'd she go? I'm gone, nigga. Thieves running into their crib. Nigga, you got 100 million euros? I don't know how much that is in dollars, but I can imagine that's a lot. What? No. I'm a ghost. Ooh.
Dawes moved on to East Sussex, where they settled down in the former mansion of British singer Tom Jones. And that's where the robbery took place in April of 2020. So why did they become targets? Well, they're famous lottery winners, and they moved into a famous house. Definitely not a good combination. The robbers made off with approximately £20,000 in cash. They stole some jewelry, and they were able to steal their Range Rover too. but that was found later abandoned and burned, most likely to cover the evidence. After they got robbed, the Daws installed state-of-the-art surveillance cameras on their property. It goes without saying that they should have already had it installed in the first place. 3 men were arrested following the robbery, but they were released without getting charged since there was a lack of evidence connecting them.
Zaxby's new signature sandwich.
Delicious.
Around the bitches, you wouldn't find no evidence either.
When you need affordable
By the
health
time
care
you
for all
arrested
ages
me,
and
all the
stages,
jury shit
choose
was
Molina.
already
Molina has 40 years
pawned
of
and sold
experience.
off.
Them.
As you see, we burnt the
Number
cars.
5, Isaac Carson Jr. This is easily the most tragic story. Isaac was a barber with 2 kids and an aspiring singer when he won the lottery for 50 grand back in 2018. However, after his win, things quickly went south in a situation
50 grand
where he
ain't
lost his
bad.
life. His own cousin, Michael Ward Jr., was accused of setting him up to rob him of his money. The situation took place in the parking lot of a bar in Cleveland in June
He only won
2018.
50 G's,
Ward
though,
and
bro.
2 other people were meeting Carson to buy some.
I mean,
let's,
that ain't
call it
chump
some
change
leafy
to some
greens.
people, but
Surveillance footage captured every moment of the meeting. That night, Ward was seen getting out of his car into the front seat of Carson's minivan. Following the transaction, a second person from Ward's car joined them in the back seat of the van. And that's when everything went south. Apparently, the guy with Ward jumped into Carson's minivan. He threw zip ties at Carson and expected Ward to tie Carson's wrists together. But Ward refused and threw the zip ties back. This is the version of the story Ward told to the jury. According to Ward, both he and Carson fought back and a struggle happened. The man pulled out a gun, but despite Carson and Ward's attempt to get control of it, it went off and Carson was hit in the back. But this is where the story gets strange. The second person who had gotten in immediately ran out of the van and ran back to Ward's car. Ward got out of the minivan too, and that's when the unidentified person ran back to Carson's minivan to go after him again. All 3 suspects, including Ward, drove off and left Carson behind at the parking lot. Somehow, Ward was the only person charged. Cleveland police detectives and prosecutors pointed the finger at him because they
wait. What?
This is the version of the story Ward told to the jury. According to Ward, both he and Carson fought back and a struggle happened. The man pulled out a gun, but despite Carson and Ward's attempt to get control of it, it went off and Carson was hit in the back. But this is where the story gets strange. The second person who had gotten in immediately ran out of the van and ran back to Ward's car. Ward got out of the minivan too, and that's when the unidentified person ran back to Carson's minivan to go after him again. All 3 suspects, including Ward, drove off and left Carson behind at the parking lot. Somehow, Ward was the only person charged.
This was all caught
Cleveland
on
police
camera, then
detectives
what the
and
fuck is the
prosecutors
confusion?
pointed the finger at him because they knew that Ward had known of Carson's $50,000 lottery win. However, Ward defended himself by explaining that he was a person in the wrong place at the wrong time and that he had no idea about what was going to happen. He simply claimed that he didn't know the 2 guys with him were going to do that. We're just wondering who those 2 guys are and why were they even there in the first place? After what took place, why did Ward leave with the guys and why were they never identified? The evidence presented by prosecutors was not
all
enough
this
to
shit's a
convict
bunch of
Ward.
sus.
Jurors deliberated and acquitted Ward of all counts that were against him in October of 2020. However, Carson's immediate family
this
to this
shit's
day
sus.
still believe it was a setup. Investigators never found the gun used, and no witnesses ever came forward to
Oh no, this shit's
Number
that shit's
4,
weird.
Richard Zelasco.
That's sad
This
that
is the
it's
story
sad that
of
that shit happened to bro, but like I don't know, all that shit's weird.
how Richard Zelasco had to share a big lottery win with his ex-wife. Richard won the $80 million Mega Millions jackpot back in July of 2013. After taxes and deductions, the winnings amounted to roughly $38.8 million. His ex-wife, Mary Beth, was awarded around $15 million. He and Mary Beth had filed for divorce in late 2011 after having been separated since 2009. They were married in 2004 and have 3 kids together. It seems like an open and shut case, but it's not. They had already started the divorce process when he bought the ticket, so anything moving forward doesn't have to be split, right? Not in Michigan, at least. Michigan courts say a marriage isn't over until it's officially over. An arbitrator ruled back in June of 2019 that the ticket was a part of the couple's marital assets. He argued that marital property includes all property acquired from the date of marriage until the date of entry of the divorce decree. That included anything acquired during the separation. The court also pointed out that Richard had bought lottery tickets all throughout their marriage and that those losses throughout the marriage were incurred together. So any winnings should be shared jointly. The court also argued that even though Richard spent $1 to buy the winning ticket, it was most likely marital money. So therefore, the lottery ticket was a joint investment. Should any assets that's acquired after the start of the divorce proceedings be split up?
Nah. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's some straight bull.
I'm looking for my
Sugar honey
Number
iced tea.
3, Sue Burgess.
That was some bullshit. You followed. We already. Nah, bro. You can't count. Why you bringing up the past? We already filed for a divorce. It's straight bullshit.
The good news. This actually is not a story with a sad ending, but we included it because we wanted to show how easily it could have been the other way around. Florida woman Sue Burgess was forced to forfeit her lottery prize after USPS lost her winning ticket in the mail. At first, Sue had won $1,000 in Florida's second chance lottery game. She told the press that winning felt like $1 million because she really needed the money. But there was a little problem for Sue. She couldn't claim her winnings at any of the local lottery offices. They were all closed to the public because of the pandemic. So she followed the state lottery's instructions down to the T and went to the post office to send in her ticket via certified mail. However, the ticket never made it to the lottery office in the 1-week time frame required to claim the money. Lottery officials claimed that since they never got the ticket, she could not get the money. Sue's initial prize money went to an alternate winner. Sue's other option was that she could have left her ticket in a drop box at a local lottery office, but she felt that certified mail was the safer and more efficient option. Obviously, that was the wrong choice. 6 weeks later, the winning ticket was still missing. USPS apologized to Sue and worked with Florida lottery officials to help her cash out her prize. The Florida Lottery at first had said that they weren't responsible for mistakes made by USPS, but they were willing to make an exception for Burgess and pay out her prize if it ever showed up with a postmark date before the original deadline. Luckily for Sue, lottery officials conducted additional investigations because she contacted local news with her story after USPS could not find the ticket at first. The state lottery figured out that the ticket was indeed with the USPS. Sue was lucky that the ticket was actually found by the post office. Her mistake was going with them in the first place. Number 2, Michael Dawes.
Because the post office
Remember
ain't been
David
shit.
and Angela from earlier? Well, that robbery was just their latest problem. Back in 2017, they had to deal with a problem with someone that was close to them, David's son. They were forced to go to court when David's son Michael Dawes sued. Michael claimed that his dad was, quote, ungenerous in spirit after he had cut him out of the will. But David had already given his son a lot of money. And Michael took that money and burned through 1.6 million pounds in just 2 years.
Let me hear that shit again. What was that reason? What was that bullshit he said?
Remember David and Angela from earlier? Well, that robbery was just their latest problem. Back in 2017, they had to deal with a problem with someone that was close to them.
And by the way, the only reason why they agreed to pay out that lady John because it was only a G. Let's just keep it a G. Fuck out of here.
David's son. They were forced to go to court when David's son Michael Dawes sued. Michael claimed that his dad was, quote, ungenerous in spirit.
What the how you gonna sue somebody for being ungenerous in spirit? What the fuck?
After he had cut him out of the will. But David had already given his son a lot of money. And
What in the privileged fuck is that? You can sue somebody for being ungenerous in spirit? What in the entire fuck?
And Michael took that money and burned through 1.6 million pounds in just 2 years. According to his stepmom, Michael supposedly burned through the first 1.2 million in just weeks. David had given Michael the money and expected it to last for life. But of course, that didn't happen. he kept going back to his
I mean, but like, be honest with you, didn't they say they won 100 million euros and you gave your son one? Then y'all must have been on bad terms already from the beginning. I mean, that's 100. You got 100, and you give him uno? Yeah, y'all wasn't that close in the first place. 1 million, nigga, you got 100?
dad for more money. David actually did give him more money, but not without any tension. For him, the last straw was when Michael showed up to his stepmom's birthday without a gift for her. She got tired of it too. She hilariously gave Michael the advice to stop dining at the Ritz and going to McDonald's instead. The judge was probably tired of it too. He ruled that David didn't need to keep bailing out Michael, especially since he had already given him money. The judge felt that Michael was just entitled. He concluded that Michael...
That's what I'm saying. You sued him for not being... being... I can't even... Wasn't generous in spirit? What the fuck is that? But, like, I understand. Like, I was talking shit about the 1 million, but you gave me 1 million, I would be happy as shit, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, appreciate you. Good looking, my nigga. That's a mill. With M. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool. See, she was like, you dining at the Ritz, why don't you eat at McDonald's? I'm not eating at no McDonald's, but I'm not dining at the Ritz either. All I know is I ain't gonna have to worry about no fucking groceries for a good ass time. Plus, I'm gonna flip that shit. Anyway, like I said, niggas be doing stupid shit.
Michael and his partner just felt that they could go back to David for more money when they wanted. Michael eventually demanded £5 million from his dad and, of course, took him to court. Michael and his boyfriend were spending anywhere from around £20,000 to £30,000 a month. They had around £1,000 weekly
Michael and his
grocery
boyfriend?
bills.
Wait a minute.
Pounds from his dad and, of course, took him to court. Michael and his boyfriend were spending anywhere from around £20,000 to £30,000 a month. They had...
Who's his boyfriend? With his ugly ass, right? Like, nigga. No hair, no hair. Nigga. No fuck.
had around £1,000 weekly grocery bills, something the judge called an astonishing level of...
1,000?
Michael argued to the judge that he
$1,000 in
had been
groceries?
told by David that the money would keep coming in. And that's why his boyfriend James quit his position as a lieutenant in the Royal Navy, essentially giving up his military career. He said that the money from his dad and stepmom had helped him with his mortgage, buy a BMW, and also to help out his own friends and his boyfriend's family. Obviously, this became a he said, she said situation, but really, doesn't his dad always reserve the right to do whatever he wants, even if he did say that to him? Do you think Michael is entitled? Number
Hell
one,
yeah.
Sheriff Gurgis.
Entitled
Sheriff
as
Gurgis
fuck.
was just 20.
Entitled. He's privileged. You know, he's that persuasion.
53 when he won a jackpot of 30 million Australian dollars back in 2007. Unfortunately for Gurgis, he lost it all. But
Wow.
it wasn't in the typical way of spending. And there is a silver lining here for Gurgis. When he first won the lottery, he took on the financial advice of a prominent real estate agent in the area named Russell Palawaka. He advised Gurgis and got him to invest in a bar. Gurgis spent more than $1.3 million on renovations, but when the bar was a losing proposition, It lost $1 million over a 3-year period. Palawaka also convinced him to buy a luxury catamaran called Moonlight Express and run a charter business. This was a money-losing venture as well. He also got Gurgis to buy a nightclub named Crush. This was a disaster too. Gurgis also bought land with waterfront views because Palawaka convinced him to. But the land was grossly overpriced when Gurgis bought it. Palawaka was supposed to be a pro at the very least in real estate, but clearly he wasn't.
Shiesty as shit. That's why. It wasn't that he wasn't a pro. He was a pro. He was a pro, alright. This nigga was a pro. This nigga was a pro at scamming people, bro. He's a pro at being a motherfucking scammer. I know you ain't. What are you eating? What are you eating, Dom? You know what I'm saying? These joints are fire. Jesus, the grooves. Bruh. Anyway. Shiesty ass bastard. Sharif Gurgis. Sharif ain't shit.
Eventually, Gurgis realized his mistake in picking a financial advisor and overall business partner. So Gurgis launched legal action in 2014 against Palawaka, the person he trusted with managing his money for some reason. Finally, in 2019, after a lengthy court battle that took over 5 years,
I said Sharif Gurgis like he was the motherfucker who was scamming him. What's the other dude? Palawaka? No. Dude, that shit. You shady as shit. That's fucked up. Palawaka.
Australian court ruled that Palawaka owed Gurgis a little more than $2 million.
Yeah,
the long
nigga.
story short is that the court thought Palawaka's representation was both misleading and deceptive. And the lesson here is that choosing someone to take care of money is extremely important. Hire a financial professional and not a real estate professional. Here's what's next.
Cause he's just trying to get money. Anyway, bro. Sorry, man. I got the munchies. If you watch my video, you see why I was smoking. But anyway. That was the worst lottery tragedies, bro. I know y'all heard him talk about the curse or whatever. I don't know. I don't believe that. Because I'm pretty sure there's more happy stories than bad ones. Because, shit, mine will be. But anyway, you know what? Let me know in the comments what you would do if you won $19 million like these Jones won. That's just crazy, bro. What Anyway, yo, like, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one, bro. Peace.